Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got 5 more really cool knives to share with you guys. Most of these are available and they're all fairly reasonably priced. So I will link them all right down in the description of this video so you guys can check them out. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Let's go ahead and start off here with the first one. This is a knife that you're going to hear me talk about a lot in the next few weeks. This is the Mygiron Moyaro, which is not the best name, but I'm not going to criticize the name. This is probably one of my favorite budget knives of 2023. This is a $49 knife sporting peel-ply textured G10, a titanium pocket clip, and a super utilitarian 14C28N blade with that awesome opening hole. So you can do the reverse flick, you can do the forward flick. PVD coated. Mygiron, if you're not familiar with this brand, they have off the charts manufacturing quality, and so far they're offering some pretty substantial materials for the money. This really is like the best budget knife that they have come out with outside of the Valona, which is a great knife, but it's really big. If you've ever thought that knife is just a little bit too big, this one might be the one for you. Ergonomically, this thing is superior, and honestly, just all the way around, this is just an awesome cutting tool. This is a $49 knife. I highly recommend this knife just for general day-to-day carry. It is wonderful. Moving on here to something that is completely and totally different. This is the new Civivi Hypersonic, which if you're thinking that looks like a GTC, it actually was designed by GTC. Oh my gosh, this thing is just bizarre. I've been, constantly talking about how Civivi keeps making the same stuff over and over and over again. Everything just looks like a different size of folding steak knife, and that's fine. There's certainly still room for that in today's general, knife world. But I have always wanted them to take more risks, and what better way to do that than collaborating with GTC? Wow, this is such a bizarre knife. Steel frame, G10 inlay, which is actually really nice. Their inlay work is really good. And then we have, I believe, if we can get up there and look real close here, can we see it? 14C28N, which is awesome. This knife has a really wild aesthetic, and by the way, you absolutely can use the fuller to reverse flick it, but it's actually really utilitarian too. The blade shape is amongst my favorite for general EDC. I kind of like the reverse tanto look, and I know I'm calling it anything. Here come the blade shape police. Actually, it's classified. Shut up, can't be bothered. This is a great knife for general EDC, draw cuts, slicing, things like that. Ergonomically, it's very comfortable, has a nice choke up spot. Pocket clip, they even did something unique with the pocket clip. Look at that. They did something unique, right? This is not a budget knife, but all things considered, I'm not super upset with the price tag. The Civivi Hypersonic comes in at $89. Okay, all right. I think I can choke that down because they did do a little extra here. The inlay work and the pocket clip, and just the overall weirdness of the design. The fact that they actually collaborated with GTC, pretty cool. You can get this knife right now. I think it comes in a couple different configurations. Definitely check it out. Moving on here, one that you can't get yet, but you will definitely want to pick up. I'm still going to link this category down in the description so you can see what is available, because the standard version of this knife is definitely available. This is the new CJRB Pyrite XL. How do you have it if it's not available? This is a prototype, and it was sent to me directly by CJRB. This is the Pyrite, right? Pyrite, right? This is a Pyrite. This is the smaller one with the different blade shape, which is absolutely available right now. I'll link this guy down below too. It's just bigger, which actually works really well. If you've ever thought, I would like the Pyrite if it was bigger, that's literally what it is. I mean, they kept it, sorry, let me wipe the spit off of this. Sometimes you get really excited about knives, you spit all over them. It's really the same idea here, same blade stock thickness, it's just larger. And every area, including the choke up position, has been, increased in size. AR RPM 9, peel ply textured G10. I'm certain they'll do a steel one too. I'm certain that they'll do all sorts of different versions of this because that's what they're doing with the Pyrite right now. They got the thumb stud version, they got the opening hole version, the reverse tanto or Warncliffe, whatever you want to call this, right? They got all these different versions of them. I'm sure that they're going to do the same thing with the large one. And really, it's excellent. I mean, this is a prototype, but it feels very much finished, very much polished. This is going to be a really, really spectacular knife when people start getting their hands on these things. What's the price going to be? I don't know, but considering the standard one is only $50 or something right around there, I doubt they'll charge that much more. CJRB is not known for going, absolutely wackadoodle spaghetti town on their freaking pricing. So I don't know. I don't even want to guess. Maybe $65, $70 at the very most. I honestly can't even see them going that high unless you're doing some kind of special edition, right? Like titanium and 20 CV or something like that. But yeah, no, I think this is going to be one to get. So be paying attention. I don't know exactly when it's coming, but it's coming down the pipeline, and I want to make sure that people are aware of it. Moving on here, an exceptionally inexpensive knife. I was skeptical when I unboxed this thing, which you guys are eventually going to see. You're seeing me actually showcase this before the upload of me unboxing it goes public. This is a Sativian, which is, it's one of those brands that's it's like a micro brand off of Amazon, and it's honestly probably just rebranded from some other company, and they're just whatever, right? But because it is, lesser known right now, their pricing is still very, very good. I hope it stays that way. That would be great. This is the Sativian ST133. We have micarta, a liner lock, and a really interesting, technically compound ground D2 blade. Very high. I mean, it's a fully flat ground blade, and then it's got this secondary super thick bevel out at the end. This is $30. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. $30. I hope it stays this way because, I mean, the build quality, the build quality is great. It's very similar to countless other brands, which can only mean that my assumption here, I have no way of proving this, but my assumption here is that they're all using the exact same OEMs, which is fine, whatever, right? As long as we can get value, I don't really care. Deep carry pocket clip, no mounting position for lefties. Hey, Sativian and other micro brands. Mounting position for lefties. Seriously, they exist. Left-handed people exist. But a nice steel liner lock, good jimping, good ergonomics, right? A nice full-size knife. $30. The last time that I saw something that was similar and, a good build quality, good value, all that, I mean, it's a CJRB Penguin. There's other stuff out there, right? But some of it's a little bit goofy. This is one of the least goofy, most practical, well-priced D2 and micarta knives. It's so specific. But, you get that way. You get that way when you look at a lot of this stuff. ST133 for $30. It comes in a couple of different configurations. Both of them are very earthy. So if you like earth colors, then there you go, right? But hey, pretty awesome value there. And then last, but certainly not least, especially in price, this is the most expensive knife on the list, but honestly extremely impressive for WE knives. This is the WE Knives Navo, which is an OSTAP Hell design. Fully flat ground blade, nice flipper, compact profile, still a nice size. CPM 20 CV, and in this case, carbon fiber with titanium liners and a milled titanium clip with some cool accents, titanium accents, and even a titanium backspacer. Guess what the base price of this is? It's a WE, so it's probably ridiculous, right? Nope, $178. I'm not kidding. You can actually get the base version of this knife for $178, and that includes CPM 20 CV steel, the titanium liners, and micarta scales instead of carbon fiber, but no big deal. If you want the carbon fiber one, it's also still reasonably priced. $192. I was honestly really shocked to see that WE was not releasing yet another $275 ho-hum knife. No, this is honestly this is pretty good. I don't understand why they can't do this every single time. I mean, obviously other designs or the more complex designs are gonna, end up being more, a little more expensive, but the pricing on this knife seems to be on point. The carbon fiber looks good, and they didn't get lazy necessarily with the design. We have shadow box titanium scales. We have a nice, we have shadow boxing with the liner around the scales. We have some nice chamfering going on here with the carbon fiber. Got a little bit of a fuller with some extra holes milled into the carbon fiber here instead of just going plain Jane. There's even a mounting position for lefties, which is really cool. And they found a classy way to do this without pulling away from the aesthetic, right? I mean, by doing these other little holes here and this line down the center, it kind of takes away from the fact that they had to carve out a spot for the pocket clip. We have a satin finish, fully flat ground blade, CPM 20 CV, which is just going to be excellent for general ADC. Honestly, this is a really good design, and the price is really impressive. It's, yelling and screaming and complaining is not going to bring down the price of past Wii knives. It's not like no company's going to be like, all right, you convinced us. We'll bring the price of some of our other models down. Now, sometimes that happens with the retailer after something sits in stock for so long, and they're just like, oh my God, we got to get rid of it, right? But when it comes to newer stuff, I think we might be paying attention, and so some of their newer designs, maybe they're buckling a little bit, which would be great. That would be really cool if we saw some more realistic pricing from companies like Wii. There's a lot of other companies that could do better about this, but I think this is a step in the right direction. I don't think that we're going to see this type of pricing with everything that Wii does, but for right now, this is a good buy. So anyways, once again, the 5 knives were the Wii Navo, the Sativian, or the Stevia, whatever you want to call it, ST133, the CJRB XL Pyrite, which is the only one that you cannot get right now, but you definitely will be able to soon. The Civivi Hypersonic, which is definitely the weirdest one of the bunch, but very, very cool. And then finally, again, the most recommendable buy from the list is going to be the Mygiron Moyaro, which truthfully, the only negative thing about that knife is the fact that you might, it's almost like you... the amount of moisture that's built up in your mouth while saying Mygiron Moyaro. It's just, it's like eating hot Jell-O and maple syrup at the same time. I'm not really sure how to describe that sensation. But the knife is really, really good, so you should definitely check it out. Like I said, all of these knives will be linked right down in the description so that you can check them out. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.